Hey there, it's Elizabeth O'Brien from Grammar Revolution, where we help you teach and learn grammar the easy way with sentence diagrams. And in today's lesson, we are going to look at how sentence diagrams show us how two fairly complex grammar topics are related. This book inspired me to make this lesson for you. My husband and I read this to our daughter every night as part of her bedtime routine, and these are the two pages that got me thinking. On one page, it says, lady whispering hush, and on another page, it says, lady who was whispering hush. Today, we're going to be looking at two very similar sentences and how their diagrams reveal interesting grammatical differences and similarities. This lesson can also be a quiz for those of you who are experienced sentence diagrammers. See if you can figure out the grammar of the sentences as we go along. We are going to be looking at two sentences, and here they are. We waved at the woman who was watering her plants. And we waved at the woman watering her plants. Notice that both of them give us the same information. They're different structurally, but they do have something in common. And let's find out what that is. If you had to choose one word in those sentences that both who was watering her plants and watering her plants was telling us more about, which word would you pick? I hope that you chose the word woman. Woman is a noun, and both who was watering her plants and watering her plants are telling us more about or describing that noun, woman. Let's look at the sentence diagrams and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Here's the diagram for we waved at the woman who was watering her plants. There's a lot of stuff going on in this diagram, and I know that it looks overwhelming if you have not studied diagramming before, but I just want you to focus on one thing right now, and that is the fact that there's a dotted line between woman and who was watering her plants. Just from looking at the diagram, you can see that who was watering her plants has something to do with the noun woman because they're connected by a dotted line. Okay, here's the second sentence diagram. We waved at the woman watering her plants. Again, there's a lot going on in this sentence diagram, but I just want to draw your attention to the fact that watering her plants is connected to the noun woman. So just from looking at the diagram, you can see that watering her plants must have something to do with the noun woman because all of those words, watering her plants, are connected to that word. So both of those groups of words are describing the noun woman. Now, do you know or remember the name for things that describe nouns? They are adjectives. Adjectives are one of the 8 parts of speech, and they modify or describe nouns and pronouns. Both who was watering her plants and watering her plants are coming together and acting as single units. They're acting as adjectives. Now I know that probably sounds crazy to you because you're used to adjectives that are just single words. Like in the sentence, we waved at the kind woman. Kind is just one word and it's an adjective modifying the noun woman. Well, adjectives can also be formed from groups of words. And those groups of words come together to do the job of a single adjective. That's what's happening in our original 2 sentences. So although those diagrams have a lot going on in them, and they might look overwhelming, there's definitely something that you can see from those. You can see that both of those groups of words are connected to the noun woman, and they're both acting as adjectives. Who was watering her plants is a dependent adjective clause. It's also called a relative clause. If you'd like to learn more about those, you can do that in this lesson. Watering her plants is a participial phrase, and you can learn more about those in this lesson if you'd like. Now, dependent adjective clauses and participial phrases are too complex for the scope of this lesson. You don't even need to remember the names of those things. I just wanted you to see that in those 2 sentences, those groups of words looked different, and they are different. They're structurally different things, but they're both functioning as the same thing, an adjective. and we can easily see that in our sentence diagram. If you'd like to learn more about grammar and sentence diagrams, you can check out our website, which is grammarrevolution.com, and our super awesome Get Smart Grammar program, which gives you everything you need to teach or learn grammar with sentence diagrams. Thanks for watching. See you later.